little bit now.
We're here on Pennsylvania Avenue. This is the site of the protest. Went on this weekend protesting the war against Afghanistan and Wall Street. Some of the signs laid out: the Fourth Reich thrives in our country. Corporate personhood sucks the blood from our lives. It looks like they're gathering for a presentation later on this afternoon.
It's my understanding that the marches that are going out soon, the 11:30 march with the military families speak out, and the Fed march is going to be meeting over at the right corner by the fountain. By the fountain. That's that direction.
I'm standing outside on Pennsylvania Avenue, and this gentleman, your name?
It's Reverend Bruce Wright.
And what organization do you represent?
I'm with the Poor People's Economic Human Rights Campaign, but I'm also one of the organizers for the October 2011 occupation that's happening here right now.
And what's your goal today?
Well, we have several goals. We are staying here. That's why the tents are here. We're part of the Occupy movement that's happening all over the country, and started with Wall Street. And we are planning to stay here until we begin to see some of the demands that we have are met. Our main theme is human need, not corporate greed. And one of our biggest concerns is economic justice and ending the wars.
Okay. What do you think about reinstating the Glass-Steagall Act?
I think anything that limits the power of corporations, and especially taking away corporate personhood, is important.
For the tents where people are camping out, they are here to stay.
Reaffirmed, that we all have the parts to play.
Give me a call later.
This is one of the protesters' areas set up to educate people. Their sign says, "Theft has gone by without the meter of justice. Corporations lost, holdings were dissolved." But there were real people who lied in unison, from investment bankers to energy brokers, lying about derivatives, energy price fixing, and all over valuation of real estate. They were able to secure loans from banks, which in our country is how new capital is created. That money was defrauded out of our Federal Reserve by real people acting in unison. They had huge salaries, corporate credit lines, and large bonuses. When the crash hit and good people
kind of cluster our information, then it might be detrimental to what we want to do.
So one thing that we could tell people is that at any time, if you use our nonviolent methods and our principles and deliver our message, you're free to get 5 or 10 or 20 people together and go shut down a lobbyist or any office that you choose and promote the movement, and do it secretly. And we bless you in doing that, and we don't want you to tell everybody and ruin it. But I think that a lot of our targets, our potential targets, with the exception of Congress, only have one location, and so there isn't much to be secret about. It's with Congress where there's the potential to tell everybody we're going to Congress, but not tell them which building until the last second. And I know that when we used to do these things with Acorn, and we would bring busloads of people to a lobbyist's office or the Chamber of Commerce or whatever, if we let the word out ahead of time, all the doors were locked. And if we didn't, we filled the office with people and had a great time. And so that's the idea behind which the General Assembly this morning, certainly to my eyes, seemed to bless without any formal procedure, that we could have any action at least in terms of Congress, where there's a role for people who will risk arrest, there's a role for people who won't risk arrest, and there's a role for secretly planning some inside actions of exactly what the target's going to be, since there's so many multiple targets. And I do not think there's anything symbolic about shutting this government down.
Exactly. Woohoo! Okay. So that was 7, but I have 2 more people on step. We're closing this discussion. I'm pointing out the time is 11:25. So this is like 25 minutes of what was going to be a 5 or 10 minute discussion about secrecy. Thank you, Media's Pastor Margaret's last on stack on this question about secrecy. Obviously, it's usually important, secrecy versus transparency. We are going to move on to the next item on the agenda, which is what are we going to do together on Tuesday, and will that target be, what kind of action will that be? There is a proposal on the table that sort of a 2-track proposal, which I think David just kind of echoed. That we have a specific agenda, a specific target and time that's known for a broad-based action. And then if individual groups, say affinity groups, or want to do more specific civil disobedience or more civil resistance actions, then that's up to them, as long as they stick with the nonviolence principles.
You can see the police are out in full force, ready for anything that might happen with the protesters. Democracy, community, and dignity. This is the setup at the entrance of the protest area. This is the site of the Federal Reserve. You can see the police are out with, I've never seen a submachine gun in the hands of a police officer. And this is due to the protest. Police are out in full force across from the protesters across the park. No more national debt. They're protesting the war and the financial situation in Wall Street. But I've never seen a police officer in the United States with a machine gun. I did see that in communist Spain when I was there, and was a little taken aback by it, and now I've seen it in my own country firsthand. And he's smiling. That is a scary, scary sight.